Ecclesiastes 6:16 and 7. And this also is a grievous evil, for just as he came, so shall he go. And what profit has he that laboureth for the wind? All the days also he eats in darkness, and in much anger and wrath, and in mourning, and in sickness. Life without the Lord is meaningless. The only thing in this life that gives us true meaning is the Lord. Because everything else will end up going away. But what we do for the Lord will remain and have an impact that lasts forever. Okay, Judges 3:1-6. Open. And these nations of the Lord left to test Israel by all who had not known any of the Canaanite wars, only for the sake of the generation of the sons of Israel, to teach them war, only those who had not known them before. The 5 sons of Philistines and all the Canaanites and Phoenicians and Hivites that live on the Mount Lebanon, Mount Baal-Hermon, to Leo-Haphon, and they were to test Israel by to know whether they would obey the Lord's commands, which he had given to their fathers by Moses. And the sons of Israel lived in the midst of the Canaanites, and Hittites, and Amorites, and Perizzites, and the Hivitites, and Jebusites, and took their daughters for their wives, and gave their own to their sons, and they worshipped their gods. Okay. Now we'll dig into it. So, what is going on in here is they're supposed to be taking the land. They're supposed to be taking Israel. Well, at this time it's Canaan. They're supposed to be making it their own land. They're supposed to be conquering. They're supposed to be overtaking. But what happens here is this generation stops fighting, and the next one that comes up don't even know how to fight war. They don't know what they're doing. They haven't battled before in the past. So they don't know war. So they honestly can't fight anymore because they don't know what they're doing. They don't know the tactics of war. They haven't been trained how to use it. Because the generation before that was so submissive, they didn't know what they're doing. They didn't teach them, we ain't going to do no war. We ain't going to take this land. So their generation under them realizes, we don't even know how to take this land if we wanted to. It kind of shows how our influence affects the next generation. We should set a Christ-like example. That way maybe the next generation will know what it means to follow Christ. Instead of setting an awful example like most cases is done, to where the next generation don't even know how to be good, because what we said was good and what the Christians lived was nowhere close to what it was supposed to be. While we should never use it as an excuse, they live this way, we ain't much worse. We should try to make it to where they see our example and know exactly how they're supposed to live. Second thing we can learn from this. Because the example is bad, we see their example even goes worse. First, they stop obeying the Lord's commands. When you stop following the Lord, you stop obeying His commands. Whatever you do at that point isn't going to be good. If you don't follow the Lord, if you don't listen to His commands, nothing awaits you but sin. They lived with the people, and then they married the people. They were not to marry the Canaanites. They were not to marry the people of that land. They were to remove them of them, because the next thing that happens is they start serving their gods. They were supposed to remove them so the temptation of serving their gods was not a temptation. Oftentimes in our life we don't remove the bad influences that we need to fully submit to God. It always remains a temptation in our life and draws us away from God. Sometimes we leave certain things because we like them, but they're the things we need to remove because they draw us from God. These people, the Israelites, should have not been marrying these people. They should have been going to war with these people. And they should have been destroying their temples, their gods, idols. Because all of this drew them away from God. It makes them even worse. And this is the stage that is set when it mentions the first judge in this chapter. There's more. These judges reign over various times because they're judges here. They ain't one judge. There's many. But this is the stage that happens when the judges are in control. The people are intermarrying. They're serving other gods. They're probably don't even by this time know who the true Lord is. And they're just living evil. We need to do different. We need to set a standard by our lives so future generations know Christ. By our actions, we need to represent Christ so younger people can come to Christ and know how to live as a Christian.